And now, the question of the hour. Joseph Robinette Biden or Donald John Trump? If you're like most people, you have a visceral response to this question. Because this issue gets so much play and is the result of so much anguish and strife in the American political discourse, I wanted to take a moment to discuss this. We all took a government class in high school, I hope, and most of us also spent our time there with that "why do I need to know this" attitude. Unfortunately for us, U.S. government is one of those subjects that comes sooner than most of us are ready to appreciate it. When you take, for example, the Electoral College, you have a bunch of people who want to abolish it without even understanding why it exists. Now guys, let's be smart here. Do not abolish something that's been in place since the 18th century without even knowing why it's in place. Let's have a little more homework and a little less doofus. In the same vein, every 4 years we have people voting for an office that doesn't exist. We are supposed to be voting for the President of the United States. Instead, too many people are voting for Immaculate Savior of the world. And as a result, there will always be anguish, frustration, dissatisfaction, and misplaced hope. Guys, America has the oldest constitution in the world that's still in use, and that's because it's brilliant. In this case, we know that the president is the leader of one branch of the government, the executive branch. If you go to the White House website, they'll tell you, under Article 2 of the Constitution, the President is responsible for the execution and enforcement of the laws created by Congress. And we know he is also the Commander-in-Chief of the military. So you see, the President is not a king. He is not a dictator. He is not a microbiologist. He is not God. He is not our friend. He is not our caretaker. He is not our therapist. He is not our fortune teller. The President of the United States is simply a human whose responsibility it is to execute congressional laws and oversee a handful of federal functions. The problem we have today is that so many people expect way too much from a person whose role has been steeply and deliberately throttled by the Constitution. Vote for the one you believe in and agree with, but stop expecting them to take care of you or bolster your self-esteem or validate your identity or keep you happy, healthy, and wise. That is not his job. You'll notice that we have a lot of ups and downs in this country, but ultimately not much changes from Democrat to Republican to Democrat to Republican, etc., etc. America is designed so that you have the freedom to go and make your own life. If you are looking for the president for food, health, housing, self-esteem, friendship, comfort, or anything like that, you've got it wrong. Not only are these things not the president's job, they are impossible for the federal government to effectively manage. Start focusing on your representatives and senators. After all, it's the president's job to enforce the laws that they pass. So maybe focus a little more on them. Focus on your state officials and city officials. They will do the things that affect your life, and it's their job. The president is just an ordinary guy, and you should not be looking to him for things that you should be looking to other people for. Look to yourself. Look to your family. Look to your local community. Look to God. Do not focus on the president, or else you will continue to be disappointed in the failings of a basic human. And do not seek to give him more power to accomplish everything you could want or need, because that's a lot of power, and that power is double-edged. Maybe you like the guy who's in office at any given moment, but once you increase that power, it stays with the office of the president, and you may not like what the next guy does with it. That's why the Constitution has limited that role. Vote well and vote confidently. Vote for president. Do not attempt to vote for an immaculate savior, and do not let the results of this election carry an unbalanced optimism or pessimism.